Welcome to this 20 minutes yoga session. Remember that before you start with the movements, you connect with yourself, with the breath, with this moment. Find yourself in the front part of the mat. The feet stand together and you can feel the mat under your feet and the ground under the mat. This is what gives you stability, what makes it possible that you can grow in your back, in your body. And then you can start to deepen your breath. Not that you push the breath, you allow more air to come in. You open yourself for this in-breath, for this out-breath. If possible, you use the sound created in the back of the throat, which helps you to make the breath longer. And then you listen to this rhythm. It's your rhythm, it's the rhythm of your breath. With the in-breath you open the arms up, and with the out-breath you bend over. And for this first forward bending, you see how that feels. You give the body a little time, you relax the neck, and if the fingers don't touch the ground now, you bend the knees so that the fingers can touch the ground. The out-breath helping you to soften. An in-breath, you can open your chest to the front while you bend the knees a little more. That will help you to have space for opening the chest to the front with an in-breath, and with the out-breath you drop back towards the legs. In-breath is when you open the chest to the front, bend the knees a little. That will give you the option, the space for this movement. When you bend the knees, open the chest to the front, and you step back then on your mat. You drop your knees on the mat, and with an in-breath open the chest to the front, out-breath rounding the back like a cat. In-breath is opening the chest to the front, out-breath is creating space underneath. All the vertebrae fly back up. In-breath, other way, opening the chest to the front. So you explore your spine in this moment, how far you can go. In-breath, opening the chest. Out-breath, rounding your back like a cat. You can lift the pelvis up in what we call downward dog position. The feet are hip wide apart, parallel. You look in between the feet, relax the neck. The shoulders are wide. Relax the shoulders as much as possible in this pose. The arms are straight and long. And then you can drop the knees back on the mat. You open the chest to the front. You round your back. Again, exploring your spine. Which parts are more flexible? Which parts are more sensitive? Where are maybe blind areas which you can explore? Rounding the back with the out-breath, opening the chest with the in-breath. Then you can lift again in the downward dog. When you open the back of the legs, you push the weight of the body backwards, lengthening your upper body towards the sit bones. Keeping the shoulders wide, relaxed, the arms straight, breathing slow and long. When you drop the knees again, you can sit back for a moment in between the heels, the arms backwards next to the body. You relax a moment in what we call child's pose. the forehead on the mat if possible, or if not possible, you can take a fist under the forehead or 2 fists if necessary. And then you can lift the body again. You lift into the downward dog, legs long. Breathe slow and long in this position. Now you can step the right foot in front, the left knee back on the ground. If you want to go further, you can lengthen your left leg, the left heel, lengthening backwards, the right knee moving frontwards. You step back in the child's pose. You sit back in between the heels. See if you need the fists or the under the forehead, or if you feel comfortable with the forehead on the mat. Both arms reach out to the front again. You lift the body. And then you take the left foot in front. The pelvis drops frontwards towards the left heel. And if you want to go further, you can straighten your right heel backwards, lengthening the right leg, left knee moving frontwards. You open the thighs, opening the chest bone to the front. Then you can step back again, and this time you reach out with the arms in front so that you have a good distance between the hands and the knees. The knees are hip wide apart. The forehead can drop on the mat. If the shoulders allow, the arms are long. They reach out towards the front like a hanging bridge in your upper body, opening the shoulders, the armpits, the chest bone. And then you come back in what we call downward dog position, when you lift the pelvis up, and you can come in your way to a sitting position. Feel the sit bones on the ground. You reach out with the arms towards the sky. For a moment you grow like a young plant grows, like a bamboo in your spine, and then you see what is possible when you take the arms in front. You can use a belt if you need to reach the feet with the belt, or you can also bend the knees a little. The in-breath is that you grow in your back, in your spine. The out-breath is when you release, when you drop in this forward bend. If you come out of this position, you drop the belt or the feet, and you put the hands under the shoulders behind, the fingers face the front. You come in a table position when you lift the pelvis up. When you come back, you take both arms around your legs. You grow in your back and your spine. When you take the feet off the ground, the arms open. If you want more challenge, you can lengthen the legs, otherwise the legs are bent in this boat position. You lean back on the mat, taking the arms around the legs, rolling a little bit from one side to the other side. You can place the soles of the feet together close to the pelvis when you open the knees outwards. When the shoulders allow, the arms are above the head, or if this is uncomfortable, you can also put the hands in the groin. Otherwise, the arms are above the head. One hand can take the thumb of the other hand, maybe. And then you enjoy your breath. You breathe long, deep, slow, but very consciously. You can open the in-breath down into the tummy and then up into the chest, as if you stretch the lungs long. You explore the capacity of your lungs. Normally you don't use the whole capacity, but now you can see how much air actually can come in. And then you expand with the in-breath and you relax with the out-breath. Then you put the legs parallel again, the arms down on each side of the body. You interlock the fingers underneath when you lift the pelvis up. You lengthen or straighten the arms into the ground. The shoulders roll a little under. When you push the feet into the ground, you open the pelvis towards the sky. When you come back, the arms around your legs, relaxing, feeling your back on the mat. When you come down when you put the feet back on the ground, you shift the pelvis over on the mat more to the right side, so only the sacrum will be more on the right side. And then you take the knees as much as you can to the chest and drop the knees on the left side. The right arm opening to the right, the left hand from top on your right knee. No need in pushing the body into this twist, but you allow the breath to be deeper, the breath to help you in this twist. When you roll back in the middle, the feet on the mat, you shift the pelvis over towards the left side, taking the knees as much as you can to the chest and drop them on the right. The right hand from top on your left knee, the left arm opening to the left if the shoulder allows. When you come back in the middle, you come for a final relaxation pose on your back on this mat. And this is maybe the most important part when you do nothing. Now, after you've done these exercises, you maybe feel the body feels a little different, feels more open, feels more stretched, feels activated. So now is the time to listen to the body, not to the mind. Normally, when you do nothing, the mind will say, "This is very boring. I better go to find some problem in the future." But see that you can't relax when you listen to the mind. You will only relax when you listen to the body. And now the body is open and you can feel simple things, like you are already supported when you do nothing. The ground supports the body, and you can feel all these areas where you touch the ground now. You feel the heels touching the mat. You feel the back of your legs, the calves, the thighs touching the mat. You can feel your pelvis, the sacrum, the bottom resting on the mat. You can also feel which parts of your spine touch the ground. You might feel the ribs or the shoulder blades touching the mat. You can feel your upper arms, your elbows, lower arms, hands and fingers touching the mat. You can feel the back of your head resting on the mat. So you can again find there's nothing to do. You can trust the ground. The ground is there ready to carry you if you allow that. And you remember, gravity is always there. So you just allow what is there in any way. In any way, every part of your body drops to the ground if you allow that, if you don't resist. So the body naturally melts into the mat, and every out-breath helping you, every out-breath is already a little dropping sensation in the tummy. So with this out-breath, you give yourself to gravity. You let the body drop, you let the body melt into the mat. And then maybe you'll be able to go a little deeper with your awareness. If you feel into your hands, into your fingers, into the palms of the hands, you can connect with the inner body. And maybe you feel, if you don't move the fingers, you feel the hands from inside. You might feel a streaming sensation, maybe a blood circulation, or maybe a warm sensation, maybe something like prickling or tingling, maybe pulsation or vibration. You can feel that maybe now in your hands, or maybe later. Maybe you can feel it also in the feet. Maybe you can feel it. With some practice, you will be able to feel it throughout the whole body, the inner body. This is where you are home. The body is your home, your house. And when you enter the body, you feel energy moving through you. This is what we call meditation. If you do nothing, you just listen. Listen to the breath. Listen to the body being carried by the ground and feeling the inner body. Now, as we slowly come to an end of this little yoga class, you come back, you reach out with the arms above the head like a morning stretch. You breathe a little deeper. You can take the knees to the chest. You take both arms around your legs. And you roll back to the right side, so that with help of the ground you come for a sitting position. Thank you. Namaste.